And welcome to the 55th edition of The Greatest Show. Starring Bob.
And DJ. And his wife, Trisha.
Hi. Go ahead and get comfy now.
What's drinking in that there cup?
That'll be $5.69. The there for the special fancy iced coffee.
Oh,
What kind of alcohol you having?
It's 10 a.m. here.
Right. How would you drink iced coffee if you don't have any alcohol in it? What's that?
who drinks at 10 a.m.?
You know, that all depends. Like, on a regular day, no. But if you're, like, camping or fishing or playing golf, it's perfectly acceptable to start drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we're not camping or fishing or playing golf.
Oh, you know what? You're right. We're live on episode 55.
I might go to a show later.
Huh?
I might go to a garden show later.
Nice. I went to a home and garden show yesterday.
Oh.
And while she's at the garden show, I might get to play a game.
Nice. Football.
Did you get another man-eating plant?
No. I was going to. And I decided that I wasn't going to get any plants until the end, so I didn't have to carry everything around with me. And then we ended up not going back to that area because I screwed up my foot a while back, and it was hurting pretty bad by the end. But that's where I got my awesome uber very hot cheesy popcorn.
No, wait. You keep saying cheesy, but it says caramel corn.
I thought it said butter.
It is. It's like hot pepper and cheese and caramel, like all in one.
That is disgusting, Bob.
It sounds disgusting, but they had like samples in the different bowls, and I was like, "Oh, what's this? That's delicious." So I bought some delicious, and my wife got a huge tub of like a cinnamon chocolate drizzled caramel corny awesomeness.
We totally need to send you some Poplandia.
Yeah, you do. What's that?
It's popcorn, but gourmet popcorn.
It's a local business here that makes popcorn basically like that, all kinds of crazy flavors. I know when you
like Thai spicy peanut butter and jelly.
Wow.
And you got apple churro the last time you were here.
Yes.
The last year I think we got the blueberry one, which is pretty good. This year we tried strawberry. The problem with the flavored ones is they're very difficult to eat. Like the stickiness.
Like they have a lot of coating on them.
Yeah. Like a very not chewy. Yes, chewy, but not like a sticky. You know, you got it. You know.
Yes, I got it. Eventually, in the future, in case anyone is wondering, this may not be the setup because I don't want the bright window in the background. We might have a studio.
We may
That's
sit
awesome.
outside on the patio.
We might sit outside on the patio.
What's the temperature at where you're at right now?
Let's see.
It's a race.
Dun, 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 dun.
43.
Wow.
Yes, he is correct. The high today is 59.
Wow.
And back in Bismarck, where I no longer live, it's 25.
This week, the high for the next 10 days is between 57 and 66 degrees every day.
Wow. If I was in that weather, I would be wearing shorts. Well, I take that back. I'm in this weather, which is in the high teens, low 20s, and I'm wearing shorts now. So.
Oh, so you'd be naked here.
Quite possibly.
You should probably continue living in a colder environment for your own safety.
And for the safety of those around me. Yeah, I'm. Now I do put on jeans when I go out into the world, but there's no reason to wear jeans in my own home.
Right. No. Well, I'm wearing jeans.
Right, and I do sometimes. I mean, like it's cooler out in the apartment, but my wife gets colder than I do, so she wants the heat higher. So it's always come down to this: you dress for the weather, but if your current weather is too warm, you dress cooler. Well, she keeps the house warmer because she's cold. And now I always tell people, like at work.
Women tend to run way colder than we do, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't keep our house warmer for my sake. I keep our house colder for energy efficiency. I keep my house colder than I'm comfortable in and stand up layering on the clothes.
I do that. If it's cool, like during the day, it drops down to, the thermostat drops down to 60. And I'm totally okay with that. I'll put on a sweatshirt or I'll put on a blanket or whatever. Sweatshirts are comfortable.
We wear them all the time.
Yeah. They're very, very comfortable. So, I mean, like, especially, you know what's so cold that you take a sweatshirt and you just throw it in the dryer just to warm it up, and you can take it out and put it on just because it's comfortable that way? You guys ever do that?
You know, I can't say that I have because our dryer was a basement and our basement was colder and I didn't want to go down there. But my laundry room is in my kitchen, just over there a few feet. It's way easier to do that.
It's true.
Yeah, the door's open.
Nice. I have that was one of the things I used to do when it would get too cold in the house. Instead of putting a blanket on, I just got a text message. Instead of putting a blanket on, I would go out in the apartment for a while because it was nice and cold out there. So it was like, man, it's cold in here. So I'd go out there and I'd fiddle around out there for a while, and then I would come in and be nice and warm in here.
Yeah. Hey, I got a new phone number, and I should get your phone number, but not over the air because then everybody can message you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both have Portland phone numbers now.
Cool.
We switched from Verizon to T-Mobile, and now our cell phone bill is about $90 less a month.
Oh my gosh, that's a hellacious difference.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's your state. They had things about each of the state on Facebook. That was like a good thing about each of the states. I'm thinking it was where you guys moved to, where there's no sales tax. What's on the tickets, what you pay?
Correct.
That's awesome.
You want to know how awesome that is?
How awesome is that?
Yesterday we bought a car.
Oh, 2 days ago.
2 days ago we bought a car. No sales tax.
Brand new car, no sales tax.
Nice.
And yeah, sales tax adds up when you're spending it on a car. Or even when we came here in September, before we moved out here, we bought laptops at the Apple Store.
Mm-hmm.
That was a couple $1,000s, no sales tax.
And those thousands of dollars there, that sales tax adds on quite a bit. Now, do they kick up the price of the actual merchandise at all because of it?
What did you ask about the price?
It does not go up for to compensate. They keep it wherever it's at.
Cool.
So if you were going to buy the same car we bought, your price would be the same base price as ours. You just end up paying sales tax.
Wow.
I think when we were buying it, I want to say that they told us a lot of people come down from Washington to buy cars, because Washington sales tax is like 7.5%.
Yeah, we're at 7 here.
Washington doesn't have state income tax. So what a lot of people will do is they'll live in Washington. There's
He's in the dumpster.
someone playing in the dumpster outside.
Yes.
So what a lot of people will do is they'll live in Washington, which, you know, we're right up against the border. There's just a river between us. So they'll live in Vancouver, for example, and they won't pay state income tax because of where they live, but they'll come work in Portland or do all their shopping in Portland and then avoid paying sales tax.
Wow. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get bombarded with everything.
There's her new best friend out here works in the store with swords in it and predator masks and things from Assassin's Creed. And the reason I scooted closer to the camera is because I wanted to show you my brand new wedding ring that fits. It's tungsten, and we bought it at the store. She would not let me get a predator mask, and I was very upset.
That's sad. Oh, because she's getting you one for your birthday.
I gotta wait all
Bob. Oh man, now the surprise is ruined. I'm gonna have to think of something else to get. Shoot.
No.
I
can
hope
still
I
get
can
me the predator
return it.
mask. No, can't return. No take backs.
Because I ruined the surprise, you're going to have to surprise them and like spray paint it hot pink. Surprise!
Yeah, he's gotten lots of gifts and surprises since he got here. In fact, I'm working on a hat for him right now that matches his Timbers coat.
Ooh, nice.
There's a store. There's this yarn shop in town. It's called Yarnia instead of Narnia. And
Awesome.
you go in there and you can make your own yarn. So what this is, you choose basically different strands of yarn in whatever kinds of colors and materials like wool, mohair, cotton, acrylic, bamboo, you name it, they have it. So you go in and they have all of these individual colors on these cones like this, and you go choose them off of a big wall, and then they hook it all up to a machine, and it winds all of your different colors together into one.
Wow.
So then, you know, you can see that there's three different strands here. So one's a kind of a lime green, one's a really dark forest green, and then the skinny one at the bottom is actually variegated, so it changes color between a couple different shades of green. So then you end up with this at the end, and then that's what it looks like crocheted together.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, it was a very, very cool shop.
That's something, though, that I never thought about, is that, I mean, traveling around, you can get all these ideas for all these different places. If you were to make a shop like that where you used to live, it's not there. They don't have one of those there. Now, there's going to be one or two reasons. Either the interest isn't there, or just nobody's done it yet because nobody thought of it.
Right. That's what we're noticing here is that customizable is very dominant, like especially when it comes to restaurants. You know, if you take the application of Subway, where you walk in and you know you've got your whole palette of the different vegetables and you know meats and everything, and you basically build your sandwich.
Yes.
They have that same concept for pretty much everything here. Like a pizza place that we went to the other day. They build your pizza.
Pieology.
and then they
They've
make
got
it
some
for you.
awesome names for places.
Yeah, they said that they're a Southern California-based company, and this was their first franchise in Oregon. And we went there the other day. Oh, we also in a mall that we went to, there is a ice cream place. It's called Sub-Zero. They make your ice cream for you fresh with liquid nitrogen.
We've got a place around here that does that.
That's cool, isn't it?
Not to me. Yeah, I haven't been there yet, but we've seen it on the. There's a channel that has like local foods. They go around and they check places out, and that was one of the places they checked out. So it's probably 45 minutes to an hour from here, in the opposite direction of anything else that we would travel that far for. And what's weird is it's an Amish-owned company, and it's like it's called like Rocket Ice Cream or something like that. So I mean, here it is, this high-tech. Done by Amish.
Like, it's kind of sciencey, sort of.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've got science too, just not.
Sure, it's just it seems like an odd technology for them to.
You know,
right.
Amish seem to be 400 years behind us. So what happens when we are 400 years in the future? Are they at our level now? Are they going to have computers and stuff? Or are they still going to be doing buggy?
Good thinking. Yeah, they're probably going to be breaking out the Atari systems and shit.
You guys gotta try this great new game. It's called Pong.
Nice. Well, the thing that was weird is that the one shop that we stopped at yesterday was it was a hydroponics place. That's one of the ones we were looking at, and it was great. What the guy did is, and I've got one of those Aero Gardens. All right. This one system though, it was a small pool, and then in the pool they had it lined with plastic, and they had a styrofoam in there that was about that thick, the size of the pool, with holes in it. So as the water went in, it brought the whole thing up so that the vegetable things floated on the water. So I mean, depending on where that went, you would add or take away more water. Then they had fish tanks then that were connected to that, like a little fish pond thing. So what you do is you eat the fish and you have your vegetables. Now I've seen a lot of those online because it's it's not winter friendly. So I mean, you're not going to have the vegetables out there anyways. So during the winter time, it's got a cover that goes over it. You drain the water out. You eat the fish. You know, if you eat fish, which I don't.
Because they don't exist.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd just be hungry anyways.
Yes, I've been hearing that for 17 years.
Whoops.
Does she believe it yet? Does she believe it yet?
Do you believe it yet?
Well, I don't, because I'm still scared of something in the water. I will not go into the lake. There's something in there that scares the crap out of me. I guess like Bigfoot, you know, I think it exists, and I've never actually seen it, so maybe it doesn't, and I'm just scared anyways.
It's the water bears you gotta watch out for.
Water bears? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those do sound scary.
Giant black bears with gills. Yeah, they're terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool. Well, anyway, so this guy, I told him how, yeah, I seen a lot of this stuff online. He's like, yeah, that's where I got mine from. And, like, some of the things we were talking about, here this Amish guy's like, oh, yeah, I go online, this is where I do my research for this. And it's like, but you're Amish. But the weird thing about the Amish is that it's all based on what the main person of their individual church says is okay. So a lot of them do have all the technologies that you might have. One church that says you can have anything that you want, have your lights, have your electric, drive cars, but you have to row your boat. You can't have an engine on your boat. Or another one, I've seen the buggies pulling a speedboat to where they're not allowed to drive cars. What about a speedboat? Is that a car? No? Then go ahead. So it's all what, like, the particular guy in charge of the church says. So
Wow.
Some of them can't have lights in their home at all. Others can have lights, but they're not allowed to turn the lights on. So I've heard of Amish who have the neighbors come over every single night to turn on their lights for them.
Oh, wow.
Because they can have lights, they're just not allowed to utilize the lights, or they're not allowed to activate them.
They're not allowed to the cost of them to be on, basically. But
Yeah.
if they walked into a building where lights were on, they certainly wouldn't have them shut off. Which
Exactly.
is like the
Yeah.
concept of the house.
Now, if they were Muslims, then they would probably do that.
Huh.
Yeah. Because you know how we all have to do what the Muslims say, otherwise we're the bad guys. I've just been seeing a lot of stuff on the news that's been making me very angry about that stuff. And it's not all of them, but way too much. Like the Muslim teacher who was making all of the females in the class wear the hoods and the veils and all that stuff, even though they're not Muslim, because, yeah, she felt that, no, this is the law of my religion, so you guys are going to do this. So when she started there, she showed up wearing regular clothes, but as soon as she got the job, she shows up wearing the stuff and says, no, this is how it's going to be because this is my classroom and you're going to offend my religion. I don't care. It's not my religion. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
What was that?
She got a message, and it vibrated the entire couch.
It was my dad sharing a cartoon.
Dear kitten.
Oh, Dear Kitten videos are the best things ever.
What videos?
Dear Kitten. They're little videos that are made by the food brand Friskies for cats.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this older gray and black cat, and this house got a brand new little orange kitten, and it's kind of like it's like the gray cat mentoring the little new one, saying this is what goes on in our house, and they are the funniest things ever.
If you saw the Super Bowl, I believe there was a Dear Kitten ad on there. The cat was explaining how to get held during the big game.
We had the game on, but we were doing other stuff. I don't recall that particular one. See, your cat likes the old sunbeam back there.
He's very interested in what's going on in the community garden.
Community garden, I so want that. The podcast I listen to is a lot of the survival stuff, and one of the things that it talks about is the food forest. Oh my gosh, I so want to do one of these. My dad says, hey, I've got acres out here. Go ahead, mark some off and do this. So what you have is you have like the large trees, you have the smaller trees, you have the bushes, you have you have layers of where everything is either edible or it
Produces edible.
Huh?
Or hides edible creatures.
Yeah. Or brings in the beneficial stuff for the edible things. Like you might have a particular type of tree that attracts bees, which then helps the other things grow better. You know, you have you might have some stuff that naturally brings in a worm that eats the fruit. So you have these other types of trees that bring the birds in that then eat the worms. So you have this system of things that are just like all work kind of together to. So that's edible, that's edible, that's edible, that's edible, and then that takes care of this, that brings this in. Pretty cool. One of the things yesterday that we were looking at this home and garden show, bees. It was a beekeeper guy, and they have like these beekeeper association thing in Fort Wayne, and I was like, bees, I could do that. Motherfucking bees and shit. I got 2 in my name, which isn't saying a whole lot, but there's only 3 letters in my name. So,
You're 2/3 bee.
I know, right?
Do you have a stinger on your ass?
Oh no, not not there.
Oh.
That must be the third he's missing.
He's got a stinger.
Ah.
Yeah.
And it only stings one type of creature.
Yeah.
My grandpa was a beekeeper.
That's cool.
They produced honey on their farm, and when I was in middle school, I remember we had, almost like a show and tell with people type thing, and I brought my grandpa in, and he talked to the class about keeping bees. So yeah, he used to do that, and then I was actually friends with a lady in North Dakota who produced honey. So she's a pretty big producer.
Nice.
And in Portland, it's legal to keep bees on your property in city limits.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not like we have the room, and it's not like I have the knowledge. So
Right.
There is a guy down the street with chickens and ducks, though.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you can keep chickens and ducks too.
And little goats.
Little goats.
We hear a rooster over here all the time. Like every day, we hear a rooster just like doing his rooster thing.
I honestly think roosters are illegal, but the hens, the egg-laying chicken is permitted here, I think is how it works.
Nice. Oh yeah, I was very much thinking about this bee thing. My dad's mentioned it, but we have all these apples and pear trees and stuff here. So if we were to put a bee thing like right here, there's going to be an explosion of fruits happening.
I saw something on Indiegogo the other day. It was some sort of a bee hive.
I've seen it.
Yeah, with the little spout and the jar of honey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, I saw that the other day too, and I thought that was really neat.
Yep.
Like that would be my level of expertise to be able to keep bees.
Oh yeah, that's probably. I'm going to look into that particular system. So what it is, sorry, I just put food in my mouth here, is that the instead of having the bees build the combs inside these slots inside the hive, it has these like pre-made combs that are all, like rows of these combs.
Okay.
So then when you stick this handle in there, they lick it out and put a layer of honey, and that's where they build their honey. So you put this handle in there and you turn it, and it takes all these rows of combs, and it does this to them. Like all at once. So like this, the whole thing does that. So now the honey drips on down to the bottom. So you don't have to go in there and take it out and do all the things that you used to do. You just turn the handle, and all the hives now drip the honey right down to the bottom, where you have a hose that comes out into the jars.
Wow.
Brilliant. When you're done, you turn it back the other way. They all line back up. The bees lick it out, and they redo the thing, and that's awesome.
Yeah, because I know it said that you don't disturb the bees as much as you do during the traditional keeping of bees. So.
And the guy said that this particular popcorn is very hot. Different guy though. The bee guy said that you do have to buy the bees. So you get like a shoebox size 3-pound box of bees. That's awesome.
I'm not sure that would go through the mail.
At least you hope.
They said they ship them, so I don't know who ships them, but somebody ships them. Wasn't it you who said that they ship crickets all the time to the mail?
Chickens.
Baby chickens.
Well, small birds of all kinds. Chickens, pheasants, ducks. I mean, yeah, doves even. I've delivered doves.
To magicians?
No. There was a box of pheasants that. Well, no. Actually, yeah, there's a box of pheasants I think that came in one day, and nothing about the box was moving or making noise of any kind. And somebody tilted the box and heard all the scratching to the side, and they told me, they're like, I think all the birds are dead. And I was like, well, I mean, we still need to deliver them. So I took the box and I walked a way to go to the phone because there's a phone number on all the boxes. Basically, everybody that gets birds wants you to call them right away so they can pick up their birds.
Yeah.
So I'm walking over to the phone with the box of birds, and all of a sudden skittering happens. I didn't tilt the box, nothing. I mean, you could hear that things were moving. So they were all alive. They were just scared shitless.
I was going to say, if it was scratching, they were probably alive. That was their feet. If they were sliding, like soft slide, that would have been them sliding on their sides and flipping over and stuff. So yeah, and they're a very quiet bird, and they don't give a fuck. My dad used to go pheasant hunting in Chicago all the time, and I guess you walk through the field, and you're like right up on them. They're all like, "Hey, there's somebody coming. They're getting closer. They're getting closer." And right before you step on them, they just take off, and that's when you shoot them. Because they don't care until you're about to step on them. That's when they run away. So they're quiet as can be. You don't see them moving. You don't hear them until you're about to step on them. Then
Well, that's the same as when you're driving down the highway and they're on the side of the road. They don't want to get out of your way either.
oh,
There were lots of pheasants in North Dakota.
cool.
I saw wild, oh no, wait. I saw geese on my way out to Bob's Red Mill. Tons and tons of them out there on the road. Yes, you do.
You have a red mill.
Awesome.
You make flour.
I went and visited you.
That's awesome. I probably wasn't there that day.
No, but the imposter Bob that's on the labels was.
That bastard.
Yeah, Bob's Red Mill was absolutely amazing. I want to go out there and tour the actual mill where they make all the flour. What I did go to was the retail store, which was busier than I ever could have imagined it would have been. And they also have a restaurant out there where they use their grains and stuff. And they have a bakery and breakfast, lunch, dinner, you name it.
You know, I do remember you coming in. Most people don't know this, but all Bobs are connected mentally. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bob there was a few tables away from me eating breakfast or drinking coffee or something and reading a paper.
Wow.
So, I mean, that is pretty cool to go in. I think he turned, it was his birthday at the end of that week. He turned 86, I want to say. So they had a big birthday party for him out at the mill. But yeah, he retired, and he basically sold his business. Sorry, there's a screaming again.
Was that what that is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
It's pretty constant.
Huh.
They're absolute assholes. So anyways, when he retired, he basically sold his company to his employees. So now the employees that work there own part of the business.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to give it to your kids, that'd be the next best way of doing it. Especially, even if you don't offer it to everybody, anyone who's been there for so long, offer it to them. Like, you've been loyal all this time, here's your reward.
Yeah. Yeah, it said that he did that on his 80th birthday. He retired and he sold his company to his employees like that. So.
Cool.
Oh, so yeah, DJ mentioned earlier we bought a car.
Oh yeah. What kind did you get?
That way we don't have to go through the process of trying to get an Oregon license plate for our North Dakota cars. This one will have to come with one. It was just simpler.
Yes.
Now, could you say buy vehicles there and then take them out of state, or is there like laws against that?
No, you can do that.
We had 2 cars and we wanted 1 car because we only have 1 parking space. So 1 car, 1 parking space. We now have that, and
with the amount of public transportation that's out here, we should be able to be a one-car,
Yeah.
you know, between the two of us. Because, for example, if I work at the Apple store, I walk 4 blocks from our house to the Mac station, and then it drops me off 1 block away from the Apple store. And so I walk a block, and then when I come home, the station is actually right in front of the Apple store to come back home. So, you know, that's simple. And DJ's job can be driven to, or he can use 2 buses basically and get there, because it's a very straight shot for him too. So.
Are they pretty consistent? Like, let's say you miss a bus. How long till the next one comes through the same area?
It changes depending on the time of day. During the more work commute times, they come more often. So the buses are usually every 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
And the same with the Macs. Usually it's about 15 to 20 minutes. And then
depending on if any idiot drives in front of them and gets hit, and then of course everything slows down again.
Yeah. Yeah, like twice now it's happened to me, and just once with him here, we would be waiting for the Max, and on the little ticker board of when it's going to show up, it'll say, you know, it's going to be 20 minutes late because of an accident on whatever street or something where, yeah, basically a car hit the train in some capacity. Or the other night we were coming home, and we were almost to a stop. We were between 60th and 82nd Avenues, and the train kind of stopped, and we're all sitting there not knowing what's going on. And pretty soon the person driving it comes on the intercom and says, I'm not really sure what happened. I'll let you guys know when I find out. And we sat there a couple minutes more, and then she goes, this train isn't safe to operate anymore, so everyone's getting off at the next stop, and you'll be picked up by the next train.
Wow.
So they got us to 82nd and dumped us all off, and we all had to wait for the next train.
Huh.
True.
So.
So this is a sad time in my life.
The popcorn's gone?
Our popcorn's gone. Yeah. That was very good.
How sad that she's not fooled by your declarative statement.
Yeah.
I'm catching on.
Because I'm.
Really.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because if I had bad news, I would have probably talked about it from the beginning.
I saw pictures of some of your new bracelets on Facebook a few days ago.
Yes. And I had a whole bunch that I had made, different sizes, different shapes and stuff that I was selling. And I just posted them for the first time on Facebook to sell because I didn't want to sell them before due to the fact that, let's say somebody in some other state or town or whatever says, I want one of those. Okay. But now, I don't know what size wrist you have, so I don't know how big this needs to be in order to fit you. If they get one that's a little tight, and they're like, well, let's see how far this thing stretches, and it breaks, dude, it's just rubber and aluminum. So if you're going to pull it till it breaks just to see how far it can go, if you want to buy another one and do the same thing, I don't care how many you buy and decide that you want to break just for the hell of it. But if they want to come back and say, yeah, this broke, so now you owe me another one, that's where I would have issues. So the question then came from, I would have to have a way of saying, like, measure your wrist, bring it to the next biggest inch, and then add an inch to that. So if it's let's say 8.5 inches around, say 9, 10 inches. I would have to have some way of doing that in order so that people aren't like, yeah, this doesn't fit and it's all your fault. Well, I don't know what to tell you. So if I sell locally, Then I could say, yeah, does this fit? All right, let me adjust it. I can do it right now. It'll take 2 minutes.
I was thinking that you should make me a chainmail business suit.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
What are you
It would
doing?
be.
It'd be a lot of work. I'm making a belt right now. So far, I've only got like this much of it done, about a foot.
With metal or with the rubber part in there too?
Stainless steel. So it's like, it's very heavy duty. I've got these pliers. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
Did you stop talking? Because we can't hear you anymore.
He growled at the microphone and it got scared and quit working.
Yeah, we can't hear you. You hurt your
You
thumb.
hurt your thumb.
Yeah.
We're playing charades.
Charades, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he growled and the microphone was like, screw this, I'm done.
Yeah. Hey, cat, what are you doing? Nope. Hey, stop it. Wow. Boy, when you go down, you really go down, Bob.
Dear kitten, stop it.
Do you want me to call you again? Okay. Sorry, folks. Not that anybody's watching live. All right, let's try some. Domo arigato, Mr. Roberto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roberto. Kitty mama, I got your tail.
can you hear me now?
Yay!
Yippee!
Don't grab the
Awesome.
microphone again.
Let me move the screen this way and then back again, because that's what happened last time. Okay, now I can see you. It was my face frozen, and then I was over here. So all I had to do is turn you back this way, and you guys showed up, and then turn you back this way. So okay. So yeah, these chainmail stainless steel links are very, very strong. So I've got these little pliers that I use because it's a 6-in-1. So every ring's got 6 rings going through it. So I mean, you're putting a lot of force on these things, and they're small. And so every once in a while they slip, and something poked me. I don't know if it was one of the pairs of pliers or one of the rings. But it's not like a pin poke. It was more like taking a pair of needle-nose pliers and stabbing that in there so fast that it just breaks the skin. So it hurts.
I would kiss it and make it better, but I don't think the kissing it would make it better, and I don't want to kiss your thumb.
I heard all over. No, just kidding. So yes, I'm Rose City Yarn Crawl. What's that?
It's like a pub crawl, but with yarn.
It's going to be a bunch of 80-year-old women trolling the city for yarn. I don't
Wow.
know. The girl at Yarnia gave this to me. It happens from March 5th to March 8th. And I had no idea they had this many yarn shops in town. There are 15 of them participating. I only knew of like 3. But you're able to go to these different stores, and they're doing all kinds of, it says prize baskets, special events, free patterns, sales.
This Yarnia place, which the name of that is amazing. Do they by chance have painted outside the door like a wooden thing? Like, does it like it should look like?
They have so little signage in front of their store that it took me 2 attempts to find it on 2 different days. And help.
Wow.
Because the sign above the door is about this big, and that is above an awning. So if you're not at the right angle far enough away from the building, the awning is in the way and you can't see the sign at all.
True.
Wow. See, and that is where the devices are amazing, because you can, like, what are you looking for? You type in yarn, and then you can go off the reviews and the distance, and that's something you couldn't get reviews from a phone book.
No, or turn-by-turn directions.
Right.
Which is what I even followed the first time, and I still couldn't find it. I had to actually go to their website and their blog, and I finally found pictures of the building, so I knew what I was looking for.
That's a good thing to put on any of your websites, would be a picture of the place.
Well, it's why when I had my store in Bismarck, I took a picture of the front of my store, and I even put it on the back of my business cards with the store hours. Mm-hmm. And I had it as the banner on my Facebook page and on Google and everything. I had that storefront picture plastered everywhere so that not only would people understand that I had a store, but they would know what it looks like when they came to find it.
Nice. I heard a noise over there, so I was looking, and it's still snowing. The solar panels are covered in snow. The guy who we got the solar panels from said, "Oh no, they'll generate enough heat where you're not going to have snow on them." Well, they don't generate any heat at all. So it's just that they're black. So if it's going to, once the snow does start to melt, the black will hit the sun. You know how the darker roads melt the snow faster than lighter roads. So right now the solar panels are all covered in snow. We still get some from it because it's still light gets through. But yeah, that's what I heard. Check this out, my peace lily that I've had here. This is from my wife's grandfather died 2 or 3 years ago, and their work sent a huge plant that was a peace lily. And so I've been taking care of that thing because she's no good at plants. I've been taking care of that thing here for a couple years. And then what I did here last week is I broke it open and made a couple smaller ones from them. So I'm making an attempt here to... This one's still doing pretty good. There's a whole bunch of like new leaves and stuff in there. So if we can get these other ones started, nice.
So is that like a Japanese peace lily like they have on Hot Fuzz?
Japanese peace lily? I don't know. It has the little white things that come up with the...
This is a peace lily.
Okay.
Same thing?
Yeah, this is a peace lily. Except mine has really gone through the ringer. Because on the car trip over here from North Dakota, it got too cold.
Right.
So a whole lot of the leaves turned black, and I didn't start cutting them off until recently because I wanted to give it some time to not get traumatized anymore. So.
Cool. That's what I got happening here is a lot of them turn brown, and it's like I want to let them get as much as they can before I snip them off. But I don't want them to get too brown. But
I've had that one for almost a year.
Cool. I'm thinking it was either 2 or 3 years now we've had this one. I don't remember. It's doing pretty good, and sometimes I'll forget about it, and almost everything dries up because I put it up here and I forgot about it for a while. So now I'm making a point at least once a week to come up here, and when I'm remembering to give it water, it comes back and it's all happy, and then if I forget about it, it starts getting droopy and sad.
That's what the people told me about it too. They said they're pretty easy to take care of. They'll let you know when they need water because they start getting droopy. And
They'll
then
just start drooping, and then you put water in it. It's like, okay, what a beautiful day. Yeah.
See if this works, okay? I'll try to be like a peace lily.
oh, quick.
Oh, give them some coffee.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Better than mine.
Oh, sorry.
Just for that, I'm going to finish your coffee.
She says, "I'll rip your face off."
No.
You have unruly eyebrows.
I do have I'm going to have old man crazy eyebrows.
Oh,
I'm cultivating them.
I plan to. When I'm an old man. I've had these. I planted these months ago, and I think this one here is dill. It's an old terrarium-y thing, and then these ones here, next to it. Let me find the camera. I have no idea what that is. No idea. I don't know.
They all look the same until they start sprouting those differentiating leaves, like the little sprouts with the 2 leaves that come out. Yeah, they all look the same.
And there was 2 different things in here, but the other thing died. The other thing might have been a cilantro.
Oh.
But the dill is very. I believe that's dill.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It's either dill or parsley, I'm thinking. But I put like 2 different things in each of these, which was kind of a mistake because I think I might have overdone the amount of seeds I put in there. But I like the terrariums because that way I don't forget to plant stuff. It just kind of like creates its own little water in there.
Well, my Groot and Groot Jr. are growing very well out here.
Awesome.
Groot is finally in dirt.
Ooh. He'll be walking in no time.
He's still doing good, and Groot Jr. is still in water because I didn't have another pot for him. So they're both sprouting extra leaves at the top right now, though. They have a very, very sunny window to sit in. They're in the kitchen window facing south. And I also have parsley, catgrass, wheatgrass.
See, wheatgrass is something I was looking a lot into 2 weeks ago, I think. That looked amazing. I didn't know anything about wheatgrass. It says it takes 10 days, I think, from seed to harvestable.
Wow, that's quick. I think the catgrass was pretty quick too, though. But yeah.
And I want to try it.
I actually found a pot of it in the grocery store in the produce section. It was in there for eating, and I just replanted it.
Cool. And if you keep it for a plant, you can keep it as a plant. But when they were talking about it the other day, I mean, they were taking like regular wheat, like a mason jar full of wheat, putting water in there, letting it sit overnight that way, and then drying for a couple days with a screen on top. Then they just put it into a big old thing with newspaper on top of it and wet down. And within a few days, it was already growing. Once it got up high, they'd cut it off, put it in one of those juicing type machines, and then it says you can get 2 harvests out of it. The first harvest is the one that's really good for you, full of nutrients. The second one doesn't have nearly as much as the first one does, and then after that, it's pretty much no longer edible. But that's, I don't know, that's what they were saying, and I looked at a few videos on it. Now, are you going to eat it?
I got it for the animals.
Cool.
Because we don't have a yard to cut grass from anymore for them to eat. Like, there's dandelions growing everywhere, and I really want to pick them for bonsai, but I don't know if they spray, chemicals or anything in these yards, whereas I knew that we never did at home, so I knew it was safe for him there.
Dandelions are supposed to be really good for people, too. There's a lot of medicinal purposes for them.
I know I've heard of dandelion tea.
There's teas you can make out of it. There's things that you can do with the roots, the stems. I've heard of a lot of people who do the thing where they take the yellow flowers and they butter those and fry them up, and they apparently love them.
Interesting.
Yeah. But like all parts of that one can be used. There's another one. They call it like, as far as, it's like one of the most useful plants that you can have, and it's a weed that is just really annoying to everybody. You see them in baseball fields and anywhere. The Indians referred to it as a white man weed, because what would happen is that the Indians would go through and they would have their way of doing things. Everywhere where there were so many white people that they would stomp trails and stuff into there, those paths would have these weeds coming up. So everywhere where we destroyed stuff, these things would grow because they would grow. That's the ideal place for them. But they're just like the big leaves, and then they have these like large stalks that come up. But it's supposed to be really good if you get cut. You can like grind this down, mix it with water, put it in there, and then they say that it heals so fast that you want to make sure to get it cleaned out really good. Otherwise, the dirt and stuff will get healed into you.
Wow.
Comfrey's like that too. Comfrey's is another one that's pretty much a weed, but they say that it's like, as far as healing you goes, it's supposed to be like a miracle cure for stuff.
Well, I was buying alfalfa cubes for bonsai forever, and then somebody pointed out to me that alfalfa basically grows in the ditch. So I went online and found some pictures of alfalfa, and one day when we were walking home last year, I picked a bunch of alfalfa for bonsai that was fresh.
Nice.
So yeah, it's kind of one of those things too.
Well, Bob, we're at the hour mark.
Already?
Yeah. All this talk of gardening and alfalfa. I'm really tired.
He wants to send me to the garden show by myself so that he can stay home and play soccer.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like the garden stuff at all. She says, if you want to plant vegetables and stuff, I'll eat it. But she likes picking things. That's it. She wants to be able to go out to a garden and pick things, because then she feels like she's done something good. She doesn't want to get any of the weeds out. She doesn't want to water it. She doesn't want to do anything at all but pick them. So
Yeah.
I like to grow stuff, but I don't like to grow stuff in the dirt because I don't like the weeds and the bugs either. So I like to do container gardening.
That's my plan out here this year. I had a plan last year and I never did it. But I want to make 2 troughs, like 2 totally like flat beds, but raised beds, like waist high, with the rebar on both sides. So you have the rebar on both sides of these things. So you have one bed here with rebar on both sides, and you take PVC, put it over this rebar, and you stretch it over to the other one, and you put it on this one, giving you the dome, and then you string the plastic over that. You make your own little greenhouse that has the raised beds on both sides.
I see.
So that's my plan. All right, guys.
The growing season has already started here.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's trees are blooming, and there are there's all kinds of stuff growing here. So at least our garden show would be useful versus yours right now.
Yeah, and they had there was people who had tomato plants and stuff in there. I mean, I guess if you want to get started early growing things in your house or whatever. They had this one hydroponics station that we stopped at. They had this device thing that looked like an electric toothbrush, and it had like this 2 things: a black plastic spoon, and then the other thing was a little sex toy. There was this vibrating rod with a little thing on the end of it. So what you do is, like, you have a tomato plant, you put the spoon in front of it, and then you touch it right the furry part below the flower, and it spits all that pollen out. And then you take another flower and you dip that into that pollen, clean off the spoon, and you do it to another one. And so you're just collecting the pollen from the plants and dipping the other flowers into it. And they say that's what'll give you the. That's what you would use in either indoor plants or places where you don't have a lot of bees that are doing that stuff for you. So, and when you think about it, the whole pollen flower thing, technically it is a sex toy because you're just like.
It is true.
Yeah.
So Bob,
flowers are happy when they start spitting pollen all over.
we're planning. I want to plan to do this next week also. I mean, I was sick and then I was traveling and working. It was too much, and now I'm back here living in Portland.
Yay!
And we will see you then next week for episode 56.
56.
This was 55.
Why is it 55B?
Because you had to call him back.
Well, actually,
That's right.
so for the fans, we will see you later, Bob.
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.